Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Chris, and welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. So today, we're going to be kind of continuing what we talked about last week on how you can still make money while driving during slow times. This is still a slow time, at least in my area, but I'm still averaging a pretty decent pay per time I go out, and that's because I'm using my own advice on knowing when the events are and all that stuff. So yeah, let's get going. First of all, we'll show you what I made last week for driving both Uber and Lyft. I drive for both at the same time. That is a tip that you should be following as well too. If you don't like one over the other, well then that's okay. But during slow times, it's really going to be good for you because you're going to be able to do both at the same time. So if one slows down, another ride comes on the other platform, hey, guess what? That means more rides for you. Also, one more thing. With the summer, I also drastically cut my hours down as a driver because, hey, guess what? It's summer and I want to enjoy my time. And plus, again, there's way too many drivers out there. So I only go during the peak demand hours that I know, that I've found, that I've looked for the events and all that stuff. So I drastically cut my hours down because then I get to do more things for myself. I get to do more things with my family, my friends, and all that good stuff. But I still go out and I still make money. So last week, I made, driving both Uber and Lyft, a total of $217.72, which, doesn't sound all that great compared to when I normally make double that. But again, my hours, I cut myself down a little bit, and it's just the summer slowdown. So on Uber, just to give you some stats, I did 111 hours, or I'm sorry, $111.86 for 13 trips. And I was online for a total of 6 hours and 40 minutes on the Uber platform. On Lyft's platform, I made $105.86 for 14 trips. And I was on the platform for 6 hours and 31 minutes. So essentially, if you add the time that I was on both platforms, it was 13 hours and 11 minutes. But the actual time that I was on was 11 hours and 47 minutes. So again, because I am on both platforms while I'm waiting for a ride, also beginning the night when I'm first starting, I'm still waiting for that ride, and it could be 10, 15 minutes sometimes until the ride comes in. So that's why on both separate platforms, it looks like I was on for 13 hours and 11 minutes, but in actuality, it was 11 hours and 47 minutes. So that was just the overlap of time. So I do want to make clarification of that because when I give you the average, I'm still averaging $18.50 gross per hour. And that doesn't include cash tips. That does include tips for Uber and Lyft, although there were some adjustments from last week to this week where passengers had tipped me after the fact. So it's actually going to show up on this week's earning report instead of last week's. So that you can add another about $30 from cash tips and the post adjustments from last week. So again, you can add that up a little bit, and that can actually increase the hourly rate. But, it all blends together, at least in my book. But yeah, so I still average $18.50 during the slow times, during the normal times, during the peak times, and the average, from the non-summer slowdown, I'll average anywhere from $25 to $30. I'm also out on the road more. I might be pulling, double that amount of time. So I'll probably be out, 25, maybe 30 hours, depending on how things are going. But yeah, so that's essentially how I do it. And during the summer, again, if you watched that video from last week where I was talking about how to drive during the summer slowdown, essentially when I go out is when there's events that are ending, when they're nearby. If I'm in that area, if I know there's events going on, that is when I start driving. But other than that, I also know certain times when there's a lot of drivers that are off, and that's when I go out at night just to make some extra money coming in. And then again, I don't want to be sitting there either driving around aimlessly, which is just not the best way to do it, because you're going to be spending a lot in gas and mileage. So the easiest thing to do is pull over side of the road, wait. Obviously, don't pull into a parking spot or even a parking lot. Actually one ride last week, I pulled into a lot, was waiting, and the ride that came in was in the same parking lot, which was fantastic. So I didn't even really have to drive to the location. It just started, almost essentially. So yeah, those are a few things though. Again, you don't want to necessarily do during slow times. Be smart about it. And you'll be able to make money, whether it's slow or not. You just got to be very aware of what's going on, extra aware, because there's so much supply happening right now with drivers, and then there's not enough demand to meet the supply of drivers. That's why there's a lot of people who you see start slowing down in summer. Again, all that's covered in last week's video, so you can definitely check that out. But going on with today, and this week, yes. So that's $18.50. That's gross pay. That does not include gas. That does not include mileage. That does not include maintenance or depreciation, however you want to do it. Or it does not include taxes. I am still making money, because if I wasn't making money, I wouldn't be doing it. That's the whole reason why I also cut down my hours, because I go out when I know I'm going to get rides, and it's not going to be a negative cash flow for me. And if you are smart about the times you go out where you're making positive cash flow, then you're going to be doing much better than doing a negative cash flow. So you want to make sure you're very aware of also your earnings, the hours that you're working and putting in, because if you can shave off 2-3 hours on a shift because you're not getting any rides during that time, or maybe you're getting 1 or 2 rides, it's not necessarily worth it to be out at that time. You go out when it's busy. You don't have to go out when it's not. So those are a few tips there as well on top of that. But yes, for my net pay, I take out a certain percentage for gas. I take out a certain percentage for the mileage and the maintenance. And I also take out just anything extra that might come about where it's going to affect what my gross pay or my net pay actually is. So yes, I do take those things out. What are you guys making? What are you realizing for your per hour rates? And then how are you calculating your taxes? How are you calculating your cash flow? How are you calculating your gross pay to net pay? How are you calculating those things for you? Because each person is different, each market is different, each area is different. So you really got to figure out what works for you. But I know what my area works for, so I can't really give like what LA or New York City might be, because it's two different markets completely. Same thing with maybe like Charlotte or Akron, Ohio. These markets are much different. So comment below where you are as well too, and let us know what you're doing to get your taxes, your gross pay to net pay ratio, and those few things there. All right, so that has been another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name is Chris, and we'll see you next time.